Well, I can't believe it. Our baby boy will be here next month. It's gone by fast for me. I'm not the one that's pregnant. But anyway, I do have some questions for Katie. We somehow came up about postpartum depression, and Katie's been very open and honest about having postpartum depression. So I wanted to ask you, Katie, what was it like for you going through postpartum depression?
I think I was always afraid of it for some reason, like just things that you hear. With Nora, I definitely had it. Didn't realize it.
Oh, okay.
I just thought that my hormones were out of whack. I mean, I remember pushing her stroller one time on the trail near our house, crying hysterically. And I thought, this is not right. Like something's not right.
Yeah.
But then I got pregnant with Henry so quickly after.
That's right.
That then my hormones kind of like balance back out, I feel, in a way. And plus, I'm pregnant now with a 6-month-old. And so it was like I didn't have time to think for myself.
Yeah.
And then with Henry, I felt like the postpartum happened very quickly.
And what does it feel like? I mean, can you describe it?
In a weird way, dead. I felt like I didn't have energy for anything. I wasn't happy. I wasn't sad.
Which is crazy, though.
I just was numb to everything.
Isn't that so weird? It's so hard for somebody that does not have that to comprehend. And I identify with it now. Like, I can tell that it truly exists. But it's so hard to identify that with that because you think you have everything. You have a great family. You just had a baby.
I have
it's
two
like
beautiful, healthy babies.
Yeah, but
Yep.
it's the only way I can get myself to identify of those types of things is like when something physical happens, like a stomach ache. Well, I can't talk myself out of that. I can't help the stomach
Right,
ache.
exactly.
That's how I compare it.
Yeah. When I was talking with my therapist, who really, I think, I don't want to say saved my life, but in a way did. I mean, I never had, luckily, because I know that postpartum can go very serious to the suicidal thought. I didn't have that, but I felt no joy. None. And that's all I could say to her was that I don't feel happy looking at my baby. I don't feel happy having these beautiful blessings in my life. I don't feel happy looking at and it wasn't anything that anybody was doing. It was just how I felt. And then I started some medication and it really helped.
Why
and
is that? Why are we made like that? It doesn't make any sense. You would think in the natural, and of course you think there's a God that made us that way. Why is he going to make us, and a lot of women suffer from it, depressed after having some of the most beautiful things in life?
I think because we are imperfectly wired, if that makes sense. We are, so many different things happen and need to happen for you to feel well. And also, I will say that with the postpartum, it's your hormones are just going nuts. I mean, you've just grown a human being and grown another organ.
Do that is insane to me.
And all your internal organs are shifting and moving. I mean, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that your organs just move out of the way to make room for it's all of that is shifting. And also, I think a red flag, Jared, you were asking what it feels like to have or to recognize postpartum, because I think a lot of women don't recognize it. They just think, oh, it's my hormones, I'll be fine.
Right, my body's went through something traumatic, so okay.
Or this is just this is a new way of living, or I'm always going to be tired, or I'm always just going to be sad. I think a lot of women just assume this is the new way. But red flag for me was also the anger. I had this anger that came from the bottom of my feet all the way to, I can't describe it.
So that didn't go away.
It didn't.
That's a permanent side effect.
It got better. But not gone away. I should probably still be talking about it. But better.
But would you say it was anger towards people that you normally wouldn't feel anger
No,
toward?
it was it was inside. It was
just
absolutely
angry.
internal. And it was what I now know to be anxiety. I was constantly worried I wasn't going to get enough sleep, that the baby wasn't going to go to sleep on time. It was the routine and the time, and all of these things led to the anxiety that I was experiencing, and I was manifesting it, so to speak, into this anger where I was like, I can't describe it except for that.
Yeah.
Where you feel like you're going to explode and you don't know how to fix that. I mean, that's anxiety.
Do you think you have more, like what Jason was alluding to, more empathy for people who struggle?
100%.
And maybe that's the reason sometimes we go through, so we can understand people and have empathy. I mean, I know lots of people we all have mental health, and most of us have some sort of mental health challenge one way or the other, whether we realize it or not.
Well, and after you have a baby, so many people, and rightfully so, it's a new human on this earth who's just finding their way and so innocent and beautiful. But not a lot of people check on the mom.
Yeah.
And it's true. A lot of the focus, you have this baby.
on the baby.
And and like I said, rightfully so, but nobody really checks in with how the mom is doing and handling all of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we're having a baby next month. Thank you for sharing that. No, but I actually was very curious because I don't know with my wife, Kelly, her chemical makeup, I don't know how her body's going to respond. I see the baby moving and I'm like, if that was in my stomach, I don't know what I would do.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, but it's also, she's like, it feels like a snake's moving. I'm like, oh, I can't even handle it.
The best thing I think you could do, Jared, to support her, and my husband helped in this way, is listen to her.
Yeah.
And really hone in on how she's doing and ask her how she's doing. It sounds cheesy. Jason's rolling his eyes.
No, I'm not.
But it's true.
No, I think that's right.
Ask her how she's doing and really listen and ask her how. My answer was always, I don't know how you can support me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But talking it out made it better.
Yeah, and I do ask her every day I'm like, how are you doing? I always ask how the baby's doing.
How are you feeling?
How are you feeling and stuff, because I'm curious, you know, and I want to make sure, because I know I wouldn't be able to do it.
You know what I just started thinking about after you discussed this?
What?
About how you were talking about, and after the baby, you were going through postpartum depression and there was no sexy time. And then I started thinking, when somebody is pregnant, as far as Kelly is with Jared, I'm like, I'm not into that sexy time either. That's an awful lot of time without sexy time.
When they're pregnant, because they can't get pregnant.
Well, when they're not showing.
Oh, I see.
Early pregnancy.
So there's usually 1 week out of the month. There's no sexy time. There's 9 months out of, if you have 4 or 5 kids, it can be. See the problems we're having as men?
Yes. Oh, it's so rough for
Do
you.
you like that, Jared? Like, are you?
I
too much
feel
info.
she's in the 3rd trimester, and I told her I think she looks beautiful. Somebody described her as, and I know some people or whatever, you can't tell she's pregnant if you see her from behind.
She's all belly.
All
Right.
belly. And I knew she would be, just the way her genetics are. She's all belly. It's a lot going on. We were laying in the bed and we were like cuddling the other night, and I could feel the baby kicking me in the stomach through her stomach.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Why don't you get a pass? Like, are you dying to be with this anyway? Why don't you have a pass for the next 8, plus the 6 weeks, next 14 weeks?
However, you have an advantage over a lot of people.
I do.
You just said from behind. You can't tell she's pregnant. Congratulations.
How do I now?
Why is your face turning red, Jared?
Because I know for a fact, like 90% of people at my church listen. They should know then. They should know.
Yeah.
Oh, my
They
God.
probably have been married and have children.
Yeah, they get it.
Oh, it's a loving
You got to get
thing.
creative or
That's a
something.
good, but Jason Goodman, that's probably the best point you've ever made on the show.
He was thinking
a real
about
thinker.
you two, which is disgusting.
It is disgusting.
It
It
is.
is.
Yeah.
Because I look
wow.
pregnant and she is pregnant. So that is the issue.